Hey everyone, Robert Silver here in Midtown Manhattan at the Javits Center, ready to attend North America's largest photography conference and expo. It's the Photo Plus 2018, as you can see right up top there. What I want to do is a little different from last year. Last year I interviewed a whole lot of vendors. You could check out the card up above for that link to check out last year's video. But nonetheless, this year I'm going to do a little different. It's called a touch tour. I'm going to go to each booth, each brand, each vendor, and touch all their stuff and bring it to you. So with that said, let's get it started.
For me, that's got lookability, this shot. I stare at it, I look at it, I like it. And then I repeat it.
When I'm photographing a couple together and I'm pulling out the 70 to 200, it was the one that I was reaching for more and more.
As many of you know, I've already posted my first impression and unboxing of the EOS R Canon mirrorless camera. You can check it out, press on the card above, and you can watch that. But again, it doesn't have the image stabilization, but overall I thought it was a great camera, especially if you're already shooting Canon. It'll give you something more compact, just as powerful. Obviously it has the same sensor as the 5D Mark IV, but it did take me getting used to having no joystick for the autofocus point and choosing that. That was a little frustrating for me, and no dedicated Q button. I wish it had that. I thought that was an awesome feature that Canon has on their other cameras. So anyway, now let's go head over to Nikon. As many of you know, I'm super excited to always visit the Nikon booth since I shoot with Nikon for all my projects. You can check out some of the quality of the images I've created with Nikon over at robertsilverphotography.com. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and touch some stuff. Okay, now I'm at the Nikon booth and I'm super excited to find out that what they have on full display is the Nikon Z6. As many of you know, I already did my first impression of the Z7, which you can check out by clicking that card above. I already did that at Mike's camera, but now, finally, I get to check out the Z6. Everybody's been talking about it, everybody's been waiting about it, everybody knows it was coming out, and we get to play with it here. This one sports a 24 megapixel sensor, same size mounting obviously as the Z7. One thing I noticed right off the bat is it does have a snappy autofocus. It's not as fast as my D850. I did notice that off the bat. It might be because of the lens, perhaps, I don't know. But I did notice a difference. Otherwise, ergonomically, it's exactly what I expected. It mirrors the ergonomics of the Z7. So it does have your mic, headphone jack, has HDMI input, has the single card slot that I showcased on the Z7. It has obviously the what is it, the EL5 battery, which I have 7 of these, so that's awesome. I like that it's a lighter package. This is going to be on my hit list for sure. I was debating between the Z7 and the Z6, but the Z6 I think fills a need for me. Like, I'm here at Photo Plus. This would have been the camera for me to come visit New York for the 2 weeks. I would have been using this camera versus bringing my D850, which I enjoyed, but for travel, this seems more practical. It's a lot lighter, and it's still going to allow me to use all of my legendary Nikon glass. The screen does come out a little bit, so that's cool, especially for this camera. I'd be using it also as well as a video camera, so being able to have that function to get down low is something that is important for me. The screen is nice and big. This doesn't, obviously having the native Z mount, it doesn't have the adapter on it, but there are a few Z6s here with the adapter. I see one right over there. But I've tested out the adapter already. Again, you can check out my first impression of the Z7, where I do check it out, and I shot it with the 105 1.4 lens, and it was fantastic. I didn't see any focusing issues or speed issues, so I really enjoyed it. If you already have a set of glass with Nikon, definitely if you have an 800, 810, 850, the mirrorless does make sense to have accompanied with what you already have. Now, I'm not saying go pull out your credit card and go get it right now, but honestly, I see that it does fill a need. If you want something to travel with, but also optically don't want to sacrifice yourself, then the Z cameras are a fantastic option. Do not believe the hype. Go out, try it out for yourself, see if it fits your style, see if it fills a need. If it fills a need and you want to get it, then go get it. I'm getting it. All right, now let's get over to the next booth.
Show you some of my self-portraits.
Those places.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Backpack and then a wheelie with clothes and food, and I'm set to go.
They were starting to kind of play with each other, actually practicing to fight.
All right, everyone, I'm over at the Panasonic Lumix booth here at Photo Plus 2018. I'm super excited. Why? Because of this monster right here. This full-frame beast that will be released later on in 2019 is Panasonic Lumix's first full-frame mirrorless camera. Now, what we have right here, they're going to have two of them out. They're going to have two of them. What they have on display is the S1R. It's 47 megapixels. They're also going to have the S1, which is 24 megapixels. That's going to be great. Being that I shoot full frame a lot of the time, I'm definitely going to love this. And I'll tell you why. First is it's dual image stabilized, both in body and on the lens. So just like my GH5, that means I can handhold shooting stills and video at slower shutter speeds. That's going to be amazing. Now, with that said, it has a triaxial tilt LCD screen, so it's definitely going to help me out at photographing at funky angles. That's going to be cool. Again, they come with it 4K 60 frames a second. That means even though this is going to be fantastic for still photographers, I'm still going to be able to pull off these awesome videos that I'm sharing with you. Now, what's different about this is that they have teamed up with Leica and Sigma with their new L mount. And what that means for all of you out there is that we don't need to get another adapter to put Sigma art lenses on it. You could just put them right on there, you're good to go. So that's great. That means you can have fantastic quality at full frame 4K 60 frames a second with great glass. This is the first time where we're seeing three major brands coming together to perform and create a great piece of product here for all of us out there. Now, obviously they have this under lock and key right here. I wish I could touch it and bring it to you, but don't worry, that will come up soon enough. Regardless, keep drooling and we'll get to more touching of the cool stuff out here in Photo Plus.
Probably in the neighborhood of the strongest, most
All right, everyone, here's part two of me at the Lumix booth, and I've got Michael here from Panasonic, and he's going to tell me a little something about this little beast right here that fits right in the palm of my hand. It literally fits in my hand. LX100.
LX100 Mark II.
Mark II. See that? That's 3D motion going on.
So very similar to Mark I. Externally, they're almost the same, but
cool.
Internally we went from a 12 megapixel chip to a 17 megapixel capture. We also went from no touchscreen to now having full touchscreen capability, as in
cool.
all our Panasonic lines. So you're able to do your touch focus, change your focus points, quick menu, one of my favorite features.
Boom, boom,
full on touchscreen.
Look at that. Woo.
Fast 1.7 Leica glass. Amazing little simple camera.
Now, What do you see people using this for?
I love it for street photography. It's perfect for that.
For street, you mean the mean streets of New York? It can handle it?
It can handle the mean streets of New York. It even handles the mean streets of LA and San Francisco.
Are you serious?
Serious.
Oh man. Now it's stabilized, obviously, right?
Yep.
And video capabilities. What do we have?
4K video.
4K up to how many frames a second?
30 frames per second.
50?
30 frames.
30 frames a second?
30 frames.
All right. So that means in the palm of your hand, you're going to be able to produce better video quality, more stabilized video quality than that iPhone that's in your back pocket right now.
Right.
Okay.
I even love the L monochrome feature.
Oh,
so you change
show
the
me
picture
that.
profile to L monochrome, which is black and white. So I can go right in the quick menu, which is one of my favorite features on Panasonic cameras. I tap quick menu. Most of the things I need are right here at the tap of a finger.
Okay.
I can change my picture profile right now to standard. I like my color stuff a little punchy, so you can go straight to vivid. But my favorite, especially for those mean streets of New York, L monochrome D, which is a very similar picture profile, just like Tri-X. And you're able to pick anything you want, make your exposure compensations here. Amazing black and white images just right off the camera.
How's been your experience having the dials for your shutter speed and everything up here?
I love it because I'm old school. I love having exposure compensation right here on the thumb wheel. And then I also love having to be able to do it by shutter speed, or I'm an aperture priority guy, so I'm usually always on automatic on the shutter speed, and I'm cranking my f-stop that I want here.
Depending on what kind of effect you want.
Exactly. I'm a wide open guy, so I'm pretty much shooting at 1.7 all the time, and then just watching where my shutter speed falls.
Now, if you're curious about this camera, you can go check it out at any of Mike's Camera's locations, 5 in Colorado and 5 in California. And what is this retailing right now for?
$9.99.
$9.99?
$9.99.
That's ironically cheaper than my iPhone. So
it is.
Right?
Yeah.
That's almost a shame. So, but nonetheless, that's a whole nother video. With that said, let's go ahead and touch some more stuff.
Sizes it down, hiding grain, in my experience. So do some testing.
Okay everyone, I am here at the Fuji booth and I've got some exciting news to share. Some of you may already know if you're a camera whore like myself, but they are displaying the GFX 50R. A lot of you already know about the GFX S? 50S, and that is a beast. I've tried it out. I haven't done a video on it. I would love to, but we'll see if Mike's camera let me borrow that. But nonetheless, that's a fantastic still photography camera. If you want something with mega pixels, this is definitely the beast to go check out. Now, what makes this different is, first of all, the look of this camera. It has a rangefinder style body, very old school, very streets of New York, street photography look. You got this, so if you got a big schnoz like mine, mine's kind of pointy schnoz, so you see it's got perfect room. It's actually pretty comfortable when I do that. Let me do that again. That's super comfortable. The LCD screen is nice and large. I do like that. I always need that because my eyesight is bad as a bat in the daytime. What they got on this is the 120mm lens. It's f1.4. It's really nice. Definitely for portraitures, I would use this. Now it has the same sensor as the GFX 50S, but it's less modular. You do have the dials up here. You know, you Fuji lovers, you love having that nice textile analog feel. Well, you get them here in this model. As far as card slot, how many cards do we have in this? 2 cards? 1 card.
I remember after using these for a while,
Two. So for all you Fuji lovers out there and fanatics that have been crying all over Nikon and Canon for having single card slot, well, you get your 2, and you know you were going to get 2 because that's what they normally do. They deliver 2 card slots, giving you twice as much security for your images. Now, another obvious factor about this camera that I noticed is it's slimmer. You can't change the the viewfinder, what is it, the viewfinder on the GFX 50S, you can change the viewfinder, right? And in here you cannot, obviously with the rangefinder style, it is what it is. But you know what? It's nice and bright.
So you know about the...
Let me change this. Yeah, it's nice and bright. I see plenty. But, you know, honestly, I could see myself hitting the main streets of New York or the funky streets of San Francisco with this kind of camera. It does speak very much like a street photography camera does. The aesthetic, it's very old school, very cool. But that's one thing about Fuji. They make some cool looking cameras. I mean, cameras that I just want to grab, pick up, and go walk around with. Being that this is a 50 megapixel medium format size sensor, it only does 3 frames a second, but if you have a medium format camera, you're not a sports shooter. You're looking to do serious still photography, whether it be landscape, product photography, macro, or portraitures for sure. Okay, I'm at the next booth, but not the last booth. I'm here at Olympus's booth right there. Right now speaking is fellow YouTuber and Olympus ambassador, Joe Edelman. And I watch a lot of his shows, definitely his Top Chat, and I'm going to post a link down below for you to check out more of his videos, and definitely his live videos are pretty awesome. So we're going to go in, touch some stuff after we listen to a few tips that Joe has to share.
Here it is. You can get lots of different things out of that background. By including the light.
Okay, everybody, as I said, I'm at the Olympus booth, their photo section, and what I've got in my hands is the EM1 Mark II with the 25mm lens. It's what have we got here? It's f1.2. That's pretty nice. So I'm going to take a few pictures, see what I think. As many of you know, I've used the G9 a lot to take still images. I like the performance of the Micro Four Thirds. There's nothing wrong with it. I've actually won an award with the GH5. So let's see how this monster compares to the Lumix. Okay.
You don't have to know. Anybody here should come? Oh, we got quite a few. Awesome. So, I'll be really honest with you. Alright, that's what it is.
Okay, everyone. I noticed as I was editing that I forgot to mention my comments about the Olympus OM-D Mark II Micro Four Thirds camera. First of all, I really liked the autofocus. It was way faster and way snappier than I thought it would be. And really, for its size, ergonomically, it fits fantastic in the hands. Now I have the D850 and D500, and both bodies have remarkable ergonomics. And to see that Olympus has that, that's pretty awesome too. The colors coming out of it that I was testing with at the booth were pretty damn good. I liked it, really did. Overall, it did what I expected to do. The menu system, to get it right, was pretty easy to navigate, a real easy user interface. This video is just part 1 of my recap of the 2018 Photo Plus Expo. In part 2, I'm going to be featuring something special from Sigma lenses, something special from Tamron lenses, as well as Think Tank Photo, and Magmon had something very cool showcasing at this year's Expo. If you like this video and you would like to see more, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Robert Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.